Of course, it is the loser of that match who is still dominating the coverage. Serena Williams has drawn praise, criticism and even a $17,000 fine for her behaviour. Well, let's get a quick reminder of some of what she said to that umpire after she was penalised for getting signals from her coach.
You need to make an announcement that I didn't get coaching. I don't cheat. I didn't get coaching. How can you say that? Cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her, and I've never cheated. And you owe me an apology.
Williams has since accused that umpire of sexism. Let's get more on this and talk to Liz Clark of the Washington Post. Liz, male players are certainly showing their support for Williams. She's won more Grand Slam singles titles than just any woman in history. But this blow-up has some certainly calling her a sore loser, while some people are singing her praises, including Andy Roddick, who tweeted, "I've regrettably said worse and I've never gotten a game penalty." What do you make of it?
Well, first of all, let me just say it was a bit of a circus of a ending to what had been an exceptionally played match by Naomi Osaka, who was such a worthy victor and handled her nerves and her composure beautifully. So it's just tragic that her moment was stolen, and I hope her victory feels better with each day. No one, I think, would defend Serena's actions, what she said, her behavior. It was indisputable. She smashed the racket. The initial call about coaching, it's not that she got coaching, it's that her coach was sending signals. So the coach committed the infraction. It matters not if she saw it or paid attention, the player pays the penalty. So she was sort of wrong to say she had been accused of something. It was her coach. So the question we're wondering about is, what's that threshold for verbal abuse? Do male players have a broader latitude than female players? I've covered tennis for 14 years, a lot. This never occurred to me. That said, I think Serena raised a legitimate point. It can both be true that she behaved abominably, she deserved the fines, and she raises a legitimate point that the sport needs to consider and confront and discuss. Tennis, for a long, long time, in a marketing manner, has wanted to celebrate its bad boys, yet expect female players to be ladies. You know, there's not really an equivalence in implied decorum. And Serena has challenged expectations of what a female tennis player looks like, serves like, hits like, competes like, dresses like, throughout her career in ways that many people find bold, to be applauded and empowering. She's raised the level of the game. She's made everyone be better. There's so much to celebrate there, but I don't think anybody would excuse the sequence of events, the behavior that we saw. But it's also true she raises a legitimate point.
And it's interesting to note that the tennis legend and founder of the Women's Tennis Association, Billie Jean King, mirrors some of what you said. She wrote that women are taught to be perfect. We aren't perfect, of course, and so we shouldn't be held to that standard. We have a voice, we have emotions. When we react adversely to a heated professional situation, far too often we're labeled hysterical. That must stop. You just mentioned, Liz, that the tennis world needs to confront this. How should they go about doing that? What needs to change?
Did you say go about Serena or confront this issue, the broader issue?
Confront this issue, this broader issue.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. I mean, the application of any rule book and any sport, unless it's sort of a timed event, there's going to be judgment involved. And tennis is full of those gray areas in the rule book where there's judgment involved. I mean, technically a foot fault is a violation. It's almost never called. And in terms of verbal abuse, there's no list of words in the rule book, like you cannot say these 10 profanities. So there's judgment involved there. So I think it's as much a conversation about, are we being equitable? Are we celebrating what even a competitive fire and fury that some may find attractive? Are we celebrating that in women, or allowing women to express that in the same way that we allow men to express that? I think it's an awareness issue. I don't know that you can codify it, but I think in workplaces, on so many levels, I think women could list, oh, here's a double standard in my office. You know, men wear suits, women, you know, have this tightrope every morning. Is my skirt too short? Is my dress too tight? I want to look contemporary. I don't want to look unprofessional. It's just so many ways women are in a box, and I think that's what Serena's drawing attention to.
Yeah, certainly a debate to be had on the double standards. Liz Clark, good to have you with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, from storms on the court to storms over the Atlantic, as not one, not two, but three huge systems line up. The biggest one heading right for the US East Coast. We'll have those details next.